Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Tokyo Ravens episode 21. And this episode kind of just continues where it left off. We see Natsume in Harutora's arms, we see Hokuto disappear, and we kind of see how hard Harutora is taking it. Um, he's he's just putting these spell tags on top of Natsume saying order, 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 and like when like three isn't enough, he just puts more on and like acts like that's gonna do something. Like, you can tell he's clearly been hit hard by this, which is obviously it's understandable. And Toji tries to go up to him and calm him down, but he subconsciously just attacks him with the jacket. Then he realizes what he did, and he takes the jacket off. And he realizes, the spell tags aren't working, and he tries to think of other ways to save Natsume, and he thinks, oh, how about my dad? I'll call my dad. He can do something, right? He has to be able to do something. He's in denial. And Toji tries to tell him, it doesn't matter how good of a doctor he is, an Onmyoji can't bring someone back from the dead. And then it hits him, back from the dead. Then he slowly starts to turn towards Suzu again. You can see the look in his eyes, the look that he gave her. She was scared out of her mind. She was scared out of her mind. And you could wow. This scene was powerful. But it ended up getting interrupted though by the Spirit Disaster Purification Unit of the Onmyoji Agency Exorcism Department. All right. These dudes show up because obviously they were kind of causing a disturbance. All this stuff going on in the city. They don't know what's going on, so all they know is like some Onmyoji are like destroying stuff, like using familiars, like Shikigami all over the place. Like all they know is what they see. They don't know like we know. All right, so they come in and they try to arrest all of them. All right, and Harutora just attacks the trucks that they come in and flies away. Toji and Suzuka, they went after him, which I mean, both a good and bad decision because it just makes you look worse if you try to escape from the police too. But well, not the police, but pretty much the police. But at the same time, they can't just let Harutora keep go, because if they just let him go, then he's going to get himself into some worse trouble. So, either way you look at it, I mean, it could be good or bad. But the exorcism department, whatever, purification unit, blah blah blah, those guys send some Shikigami after them, and we see this green owl mixed in. It's clearly different from the birds, obviously, blue birds, green owl, and it turns out it's being controlled by Shido Dairenji, okay? And he kind of controls all of those familiars then, and they get to Harutora. Harutora's able to get rid of them, though. He does some Onmyoji chant, fire surrounds him and Natsume, the Shikigami get burned away, then they crash into this building, alright? And Shido Dairenji shows up. I mean, well, Suzuka was put under a lot of stress in this episode, because at first it was that look that Harutora gave her when he realized, bring back from the dead, Suzuka, Taizan Fukin ritual, and then once they crashed into the building, he was pretty much like trying to get her to do the Taizan Fukin ritual again, and she kept saying no because obviously. I mean, she tried to do it before, and Harutora's telling her, "No, this isn't a good idea. Or what's done is done. You should just accept it." Blah blah blah. Shonen. Like he was not not the typical shonen. It wasn't shonen crap. It was stuff that made perfect sense. But he was trying to talk around with it, and Suzuka's saying how could you say all that stuff to me? But now that the positions are switched, now you want to try to pretend like it's okay. No, it's not. I'm not going to help you. All right. But he doesn't really get a chance to try and convince her or change her mind, I should say, because Shido Dairenji comes in, and Suzuka recognized him right away. which makes sense. I mean, when what's his name, Chihiro Mutobe, his appearance changed slightly, so I assume that Shido Dairenji's appearance changed slightly as well, but it didn't affect Suzuka recognizing him, which I mean it shouldn't. I mean, it's not like, I'm sure even if he did change, it wasn't by that much, so it should still be clear that he's Shido Dairenji. Um, but he he starts, the first thing he does is try to explain his actions a little bit because Toji's asking him questions, and he says that by attacking them with the owl, like the familiars and things, he was just trying to like mess around with them, pretty much. And he starts talking about how the fact that Harutora was even affected by them in the first place means that he hasn't like fully awakened. He hasn't gotten back his true power. He hasn't gotten back his memories yet. Um, so clearly he's already pretty legit. He's already pretty powerful. So if that's not even his real power, I'm looking forward to seeing what his real power is. Um, as far as his real memories coming back, I don't think it'll affect him. I think it'll be like Asuna from Negima, how she had like 1,000 years of memories. Then the few memories she had should have been um, should have been overridden by the past memories, but they weren't. The personality that we had grown to know ended up prevailing over the thousands of years of other memories she had. I'm thinking something like that's going to happen with Harutora, how he'll get his memories back, but he'll keep his the personality that he'll keep his Harutora personality, and he won't revert back to his Yako personality. Um, that just seems like what'll happen. But before we get there, I guess we can't really go too far in the future right now. Um, Back to the whole questioning of Shido thing. Um, Toji asks him, not too long ago we dealt with Chihiro Mutobe. He referred to him by his new name, but who cares? We just dealt with Chihiro Mutobe, blah 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 blah, and pretty much Shido confirms that he is working with Soma, and literally he didn't even finish his sentence. He said Soma Taki, and they interrupted him and attacked him right off the bat. But they both got their butts kicked, pretty much. Toji got dominated, Harutora got dominated. Suzuka didn't even try anything. So yeah, Shido Dairenji, he's pretty legit, clearly. And he tried to offer Harutora this deal, saying that, I'm living proof that the Taizan Fukin ritual can work correctly. And I'm also a master when it comes to like souls and things like that. I know what to do. If you join us, I can bring back Natsume. I can revive her. So, Harutora, his eyes changed when he heard that. So he's definitely thinking about it, no doubt about it. He probably wants to do it. Like, he's probably not even giving any thought to it. He just automatically said yes in his mind. But we never really got a chance to see his answer or hear his answer. Shido leaves, and Harutora doesn't really have any lines after that for like the rest of the episode, really. The cops show up again. He goes over to Natsume's body. I mean, that's pretty much it. We saw a little glimpse of Suzu. She was watching the entire thing, so she said that she was going to have to do something, so she's going to start to make some moves soon, which is interesting considering how the episode ended. But she's going to start making some moves soon. And we saw this brief scene of Yasuzumi and Natsume's parents, who are Harutora's fake his adopted parents, I guess. They're his adopted parents. They find out about Natsume being dead, so the mom is like clearly not exactly in the best of shapes. I mean, you hear that your daughter died, or at least not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're Natsume's parents, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Yeah, you hear that your daughter died. You're not exactly skipping through a field of flowers and happiness, So she's clearly pretty messed up. She's not doing too well. The dad is getting through it pretty easily. Well, not pretty easily. It's just like he's not showing any emotion as much as you would expect. Yeah, Suzumi was there. I mean, pretty much he was talking about how the power at the Onmyo agency was growing to the point where he couldn't like predict it. Like he couldn't like see the stars and like predict what was going to happen. So that was that. After that, it was just Mio, Kurahashi, Kogure. She was being filled in on the situation by him and like all in the gang, minus Harutora and Natsume, obviously. Um, Miyachi ended up showing up. We find out that Kagami is suspended, which probably has something to do with what's his face, the orange-haired dude or whatever. What was his name, like Razor or Shaver or something like that? The dude that revealed that Natsume was a girl, that dude from a few episodes ago. Probably suspended because of him, but he's suspended. And Miyachi comes in, tells everyone that the Omio agency is going to be taking care of Harutora from now on. They're not going to let the school have him. He's too big of a problem to be dealt with by just the school. So they're going to be keeping him from now on. And Kyoko wants to go see Natsume, but he tells her, "No, you can't do that." So instead, they send Fujiwara Sensei over there. What has this dude done? Whatever. Who cares about Fujiwara Sensei? He shows up and he sees Otomo standing in front of Natsume's corpse. Otomo disappears, and Fujiwara goes and reports what's going on to Mio and Kogure. And we see Genji talking with Shido, and he mentions that Otomo is a big threat, or Shadow, but Otomo, really, it's Otomo. That got revealed a few episodes back, right? Yeah, Otomo. Why would I know it if it wasn't? It's Otomo. It's Chin, alright? Chin Otomo, he's a big threat, and he calls Kagami. Alright, he calls Reiji and tells him, I'm taking you off the suspension, I want you to fight against Shadow. And the smile on his face, this dude is clearly chomping at the bit to get to Jin. Alright, clearly. He is excited. He is like salivating at the idea of being able to fight Jin Otomo. Alright, so he's clearly getting excited about this. There's going to be a fight there. There are going to be a lot of fights coming up because not only is Suzu starting to move, like I mentioned earlier, but Toji, he decides that he wants to attack the Omio agency and break in. Because it's the enemy base and Harutora it's not good for Harutora to be in the enemy base. Right? Second, because the Taizan Fukin ritual will probably only be able to be performed that night. So if they're going to do something, they have to do it that night. So they're going to go attack the Omio agency. And we see Jin Otomo. He calls Doman Ashia, tells him, "Hey, that favor, I think I want to cash in on that now. I'm going to attack the Omio agency." All right, so we got a war starting now. We got a war. We've got Jin Otomo, Doman Ashia, Toji, Tenma, Suzu, Suzuka. They're all going to be attacking the Omio agency. Again, so Genji will be there, Shido will be there, Mutobe will be there, Soma will be there. Mio, Kogure, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know which side they're going to choose. Both sides have a Kurahashi on them. Well, maybe not, because I didn't mention Kyoko's name. That's because I don't think she's going to be doing anything. Because when Tochi presented the idea, Kyoko said she wanted to do it, but there was some point where she her vision, like space, her precision of her perception of space just started to get distorted and stuff. It was really weird. All right, and when it was they zoomed into her eye, and it showed Tenma there. So Tenma must have done something. I'm pretty sure Tenma did something. And then when Mio and Kogure and Fujiwara finished their conversation and came in to go take the kids home, Toji tapped Tenma on the shoulder, like he was saying good, almost as if it was like a good job tap or something like that. So it makes me think that he and Tenma didn't want Kyoko coming along because she's just been through so much. Like, she's just mentally exhausted. It's just not a good idea for her to be in an environment like that, which is true. So it makes me think that they did something to keep her out of the fight, because she would just get hurt if she was there. Her mind's not in it. Um, so I don't think she's going to be in the fight. But even so, I mean, this is going to be a good fight. This is going to be a war. All right, it's going to be beyond epic. All the pieces are starting to move again, and this is going to be awesome. All right, I don't see how I can't enjoy this. I think this is going to be great. Um, as a matter of fact, this episode was great. This episode was great to be just seeing Harutora and just how he was taking Natsume's death, seeing how he the way he treated other people, reacted to other people, the way he reacted when he thought of the Taizan Fukun ritual, seeing how all the pieces started to move to converge at the Omio Agency and have the groundwork of this war get placed down. I thought this was a great episode, so I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. And the only reason I didn't give it a 10 is because, like, the middle, like, I mentioned the stuff at the end with the war, I mentioned the stuff in the beginning with Harutora and all that, but the middle was, like, still really good, just not, like, it was like, almost there, but not quite. Like, it was still really good, but it's just, like, not quite enough for me to just sit there and go, wow, this episode is amazing. This is awesome. All right, so it was great. Like, it was better than great, but not quite awesome. So yeah, I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, and that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.